Welcome back to the Knitting Crowd. I'm your host, Mikey. Today we're going to do the wicker stitch. It's also called crisscross. And today I'm going to show you how to keep it on the right side of the work. So the first time we do it, we're going to be doing a knit stitch. The second time that we go back, it'll be in the purl format and it will create a crisscross. If you wanted to do something like a hat or working in the circular, then you can just do it on the right side format. So just a regular knit instead. So to do this, it's in multiples of 2. So whatever you have on here, it always has to be a multiple 2. So because I'm doing a flat panel, I have the one that is just the beginning and the one that's the end. That's not going to be part of it. And then everything else in between is working in pairs. This is very much almost like cabling, but without any of the cable needles that are required. So I practiced a little bit before I'm starting here. What I've noticed is that it's okay to be tight with money and tight with things. This particular stitch, you don't want to be too tight with it because you're going to drive yourself nuts. So the very first and last stitch, I'm just going to treat it as a regular knit stitch. And then in the second part of this video, I will show you the purl version. So I'm going to just knit the first one and just be relaxed about it. And then we're going to do the crisscross. So everything's in pairs. So 2, 2, 2, and then I have the buffer here. To do the knit stitch with the first set, you were going to jump the first one and go right to the second, and in order to get it, you have to turn it around. Where you are on camera and where I'm sitting is not the same, so I'm over exaggerating the turning over of this so I can actually see it. And I'm coming into the second one only, and I'm going to wrap the needle here. And I'm just going to only pull the yarn through that one that I've gone through and a push up. I'm not going to slide off this needle like I technically would. And I want to put this needle now around the front and grab the first one that I skipped in the knit stitch format. So just coming in the front and grabbing that one. And then wrapping and through. So you've now just done the crisscross. You have your 2 on here. So when you go to pull off, you're going to pull off the pair at the same time. So you're just going to pull off 2 loops because you've already confirmed that they're done. Let's show you this again. So to do this, you're going to go to the second one and you need to turn it over to access it, to see it. Yarning over, and you're going to knit that one only. Don't slide off, and you're going to come back to the front and grab the one that you skipped over in the regular knit stitch format. I'm being a little tight again, so I'm going to pay the price for this later. So I'm just going to knit that one, give it a bit of slack. Now that I've done that pair, I can slide off the 2 and continue along. I'll do the next set with you. So skipping the first one, go to the second from behind, yarn over and through, and then come to the one you skipped by putting the needle on the front side and doing the regular knit stitch. So you can see I'm starting to fight with this thing, so just be a little bit loose. My angle and the camera angle are not the same, so it's a bit difficult for me here, but I will get used to it. And slide off the pair. And then finally, the very last one, I'm going to do the knit stitch. So you do want to be relaxed with this stitch because you are doing a crisscross. And so if you have to keep a right side of this, the next time across, when you go to turn, you're going to have to do it in purl format. And so one side will have all the wicker and cross stitch where the other side will not. Let's turn our work and let's show you the purl version of this. To do the purl version, I'm going to treat the first and the last one just as a regular stitch. If you're working in the round, you can do all of this all the way around without having to do the buffer. So I'm just going to purl. And so when you go to do the purl, you want the pairs just like you were on the front side. So you're just going to go to the second one only, and you're just going to pick it off here in purl format. So it's almost easier to see, but if you're tight when you do the knit stitch, it's going to be tight on this side. So you're just going to wrap and pull through that loop only. Do not slide off. And you want to go to the one you skipped and also do the purl for that. Just use your fingertips and just move around the loops if you have to. Once you have those two done, you can slide off the pair together. Do it again. So go to the second, access the second one here, purl format. So you can see the tension is everything. So I could literally try to film this and not show you me struggling, but I think, you know, if you're learning a lot like I am, if you don't see a host struggling, then sometimes you think that you're doing it wrong, but it's just requiring more practice than what I've done. So you're gonna purl that one, and then you're gonna come to the one that you skipped in front of first. So you do that one next, and purl. And then slide off the pair, and I'll do the next set. So this one does require tension control. I have a concept that I want to use this stitch on, so I'm gonna have to practice quite a bit more before I get more confident with it. So I'm gonna purl, and then do the one I skipped. And then I'm just gonna purl the very last one. So take off the pair, and purl the last one. So this will keep the wicker and the cross stitching all on the front side of the work that you see, and it will line up just like that. So this would be how to do a crisscross or a wicker stitch.